First of all, I want to thank Food Tank for having me come out today, and also all the folks at Niman Ranch for all they have done for me and having me be at this event today. As I said, my name is Scott Sibbel. I've been farming for 11 years now, or as I've heard it said before, I'm a young farmer for 11 years or so. I farm the ground where I live in west central Iowa. I raise hogs and cattle for Niman Ranch, and I also do a little bit of private sales as well on the side. My family and I had the opportunity to move out to my grandparents' farm in 2006, just south of Carroll, Iowa, where I was able to follow my dreams to start farming. This was also made possible thanks to the folks at Niman Ranch, who make it possible for young farmers to actually get started in farming, as well as a lot of other folks. If it weren't for their market, my grandparents' farm being available, it would have been near impossible for me to even start thinking about farming. I live on the farm that has been in the Sibbel family since 1919, when my family immigrated from Germany and first settled there. My grandparents, who had lived there when I was growing up, retired and moved to town years before that. So they were happy that I would be coming back to the farm and be able to rent the acreage and start farming some of the land where my dad was farming with my grandpa already. The hard work ethic, the faith and the values that I learned growing up on this farm was something that I really wanted to pass on to my children, who were actually just 2 years old and I think about 6 months old at the time when we moved. Not to mention the deep passion for farming that I have in my heart. To me, the small independent family farmers are the vitality of the small town community. I can see it where I live. The bigger the farms get, the more it pushes the small farmers out of business, and small towns are impacted. The class sizes drop, small businesses shut down, and the domino effect happens. Today, being here, I feel like it is a privilege to me to be just standing here, not just to talk about my own views or the challenges I face, but being a representative of all the small, independent family farmers who are struggling to survive across this nation. I want to be that voice. I want to be the change. I want young, aspiring farmers to have a chance today in America. These last 11 years of trying to farm full-time, while remaining small and independent, diversified farm have been challenging, to say the least. There have been many triumphs and also many struggles. Niman Ranch has been great in offering a premium niche market for my hogs and cattle, as well as a support system of people, field agents, and other farmers that almost become just like family. But things are still an uphill battle in trying to survive as a small farmer in the ocean of large-scale agriculture. This year especially. Recently, I have had to take an off-farm job to supplement our income and also to get health care benefits. When I started farming 11 years ago, that's something I swore I would never do. I hated when people would say, "Oh, you're going to be a hobby farmer." It's something I wanted to do to make a living, to grow a family, and, just to have a chance. Since my grandma still owns the farm where I live, we have to be prepared to buy out my dad and his siblings for our acreage and some of the ground when grandma passes on when they inherited it from her. Even though my farming has been profitable, the income from it still is not enough to prepare us for this transition. Not to mention all the machinery I had to purchase to get started and all the unexpected machinery repair bills that happen along the way. Like just an example, before I came here this last winter, I had a skid loader that went down. It's like the heart of a piece of equipment on my farm for loading feed wagon, for cleaning out the hog barn, for cattle chores, and it's going to cost me around $6,000 to fix that. And then I had another piece of equipment break down right after that. So it's like, well, joys of farming, Private health insurance is another area that's really expensive. And also animal health care or animal health issues that occur all the time. Just keeping stuff healthy. I've been struggling a little bit with the PRRS virus in my hogs. And, when you raise those hogs, and you see them every day, and then you see about half of them that are, not making it. That's hard not only on the bottom line, but hard on this farmer. Financing has also been a challenge at times. Just a quick story. There's a young man where I started working here just recently, fresh out of college. He went to school for drafting, and computer-aided drafting like I did, to fall back on farming. My dad told me, you better have something to fall back on in case, in the late 90s, the farm economy wasn't the greatest. He's like, you better, like it was said before, I was almost feeling discouraged to not even try farming. He reminds me of myself 11 years ago, this young man I'm talking about. I can see his eagerness he has, the want to farm. He also comes from a farming background like myself, so we have a lot to chat about. Visiting with him at work, I can see how discouraged he feels and how it'll be even possible for him to start farming. I can see his want for this opportunity. It is such a shame in my eyes. I want him and all the young farmers who have that drive, that passion, and love for farming to be able to have this chance. If you think about it, isn't it a strange thing? The people who feel called to this farming vocation feeling like it isn't even possible. Think about if you felt called to become a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, a carpenter, and it wasn't possible for that to happen for you. It's kind of unheard of. Why is it like this in agriculture? We need farmers, especially new young farmers. Thankfully, there are many folks out there like you guys, like Niman Ranch, and others that are like-minded, working together to give young farmers this chance and opportunity to start. To leave you with a quote I heard from at our Niman Ranch Farmer Appreciation Banquet this last fall. Dr. Temple Grannon was our guest speaker. And one thing she told me really stuck with me. She said, get the young people back out on the land. I want to be that voice of the young farmers who are asking for a change in the current sustainable ag industry. All the young farmers out there, honor God, honor country, and keep plowing. There are opportunities out there. Keep following the dream. Thank you, and God bless.